Hello everybody. So I just wanted to do a little video to just kind of do an update slash a little message that was channeled um, earlier today, and something that I was thinking about when I was sleeping, like literally in a dream and thoughts. I was thinking about the difference between individuality and collaboration and community. Basically, the importance of individuality, meaning that everybody has something that they can offer in their lives. So when people really think about who can give something or can provide for something for somebody that can be better than someone else's, is not really true in the sense of no one is really better at doing something other than another. I like to think about it as in everybody has their own experiences that mold them into the reason why they live their day-to-day lives. And it's like no one else outside of their mind or their body can really tell them like you are doing something wrong. The importance of individuality is ensuring that you have a sense of how you manage the world, how you manage your day-to-day life. And using how you manage your day-to-day life, that's when you finally have mastered individuality, mastered knowing yourself, knowing your abilities and your powers as a singular person, is when you can then go out and collaborate or build a community with other people. And in this way, it is important for you to be able to not really tell people that this is the right way of doing something, but rather utilizing your gifts to build upon a community, to provide new perspectives and new ways and options for people to do things, so that people that may have lived a very individualistic life, such as myself, have the opportunity to think outside of the norm or outside of themselves or outside of what they've always accustomed to or always known. And this is when you can allow others to have spiritual awakenings. They can have revelations. They can have confirmations of certain things that they might have believed before, things that they were locked in their subconscious, things that they didn't believe that were possible or true. And that's why there's so much importance in first having an individual sense of identity, but also then not like locking that solely to yourself, and utilizing that to build upon other communities, to provide your knowledge to others, so that you can continue to build upon a community, continue to kind of gain people, in a sense, gain people's understanding, gains people's different perspectives of the world, so that eventually everybody will be able to grow in one way or another. Because if you are able to provide insight in many different ways, insight with, financials, arts, businesses, with, secular things, with spiritual things, in a sense, everyone is able to eat. That's the importance of having a community. It's the importance of sharing your knowledge with others and not gatekeeping, being empathetic, being welcoming, and being nice to other people. So something that is important for me, especially when it comes to individuality, is understanding that you have to reflect on what it is that irks you or makes you feel uncomfortable about being in community or collaborating with others, especially if you're one person that especially says that you only like to work as an individual, you only like to work alone. And for many people, they can be okay with being in that thought process or working that way for a while. But over time, they will find difficulty and they will find it harder because of the fact that being by yourself, working by yourself, means that you have to figure everything out by yourself. And we weren't put on this earth to necessarily live a soul experience, to live completely alone. we were provided with the gifts and provided with the spirit team that one way or another in divine timing we will meet and we will come in contact with, for the fact that we are meant to learn and meant to provide or gain perspectives from other people so that we can continue walking in this earth, being our greatest selves and providing credit to those who have helped us along the way. So it's not so much the importance of, okay, well, I should just do things by myself. I've been getting by fine. I don't have to really reach out or really depend on others. And that is going to not really give you the full experience of what life can give. Because we are given these opportunities for a reason. We are given these blessings. We're given these options to reach people in a way. If you're able to unlock what that gift is inside of you, if you're able to understand your assignment for the world, for earth, whatever divinity or God has provided you, it's meant to, reach other people in a certain way. And for me, especially, a lot of the times I get discouraged because sometimes I feel like my messages don't really reach certain people. And many of the times it's mostly because I'm not preaching to the right crowd. I'm not preaching to people who are either willing to learn, are open to new perspectives, who are open to wanting to build a community, who are open and honest about the fact that there can't be too much community, there can't be too many connections, there can't be too much knowledge that you can receive, too much insight. And what's most important is to open up what gifts you can provide to others, open up what you can provide for the world, to continue to be yourself and to not limit who you are and what you can do in this world because of it looking like everybody else and what they're doing. Don't think that just because you don't see someone else doing it, it's not acceptable or it's not allowed. Especially if you've dealt with childhood trauma and dealt with, a lack of ability to express yourself in the way that you've always, wanted to or were meant to understand that does not mean that you are not allowed to. It doesn't mean that it will not be accepted. It does not mean that it will not be received or reciprocated or will not be ingested by somebody. That even if you are able to connect to one person on this earth, one person notices what you are doing for others. They notice how you impact others. Not saying that should be your number one motivation, your number one power source off of one person, or putting all of that pressure on that one person, but rather utilizing that interaction, utilizing that experience and keeping it in mind for when you are down, when you are struggling one day and you want to be able to reach people in a way that you haven't been able to before, or you've been wanting to reach people in a way but you're not receiving the recognition or the audience or the attention that you think that you would have. That people are listening, and most of the time, sometimes you have to remember that it's not always going to come in your face. It's not always going to be in your face or be very pertinent or be very obvious. That a lot of people, sometimes they like to hear, to listen, to ingest the knowledge, hear what has to be said, but sometimes they'll take it in their day-to-day life. They'll think about it later on, or they might come back to the message and utilize it in a way that they might not always tell you about how it affected them. And so that's why, even though you don't see exactly everybody who is creating an impact or getting an impact from the messages or getting an impact from the art that you bring out in the world, does not mean that it does not affect people. And that's why it's so important, and why it's kind of relayed back to faith or relayed back to spirituality. I'm not religious, but I am spiritual, so it's really having the faith of a mustard seed, or having the faith of knowing that just because someone is not seeing what you are doing in the background, that they're not seeing what you have been through, they're not seeing the effort that it takes for you to put into your art, it doesn't mean that it is for nothing. It doesn't mean that it's, useless or it's going to be going to waste. To remember to still be vulnerable and to ask for help, to ask for guidance, not necessarily from just any random person, but for people that you want to eventually get up to, their similar vibration or their similar skill level with whatever it is that you're interested in. It's important to address the inner child, that ego within you, that if they are hurting, if they feel rejected, they feel lonely, they feel jealous, or they feel envious of anything, you gotta be able to clock that feeling and be able to attune to it, understand it, empathize with it, and be able to move on knowing that that is a part of you that is not necessarily in alignment with who you are today, and that there are so many bigger things that are waiting for you in the future in divine timing. You just have to be willing to surrender, to continue to play, to celebrate yourself, to rest when you need to, so that you are when you're in the stance, or you're in the position to receive your gifts, receive blessings, receive the people that are meant to be in your life, receive the people and the recognition and the validation that you might have been seeking for, that because you have not been seeking it and you've been redirecting all of that energy towards yourself, it will come to you naturally. And that's really how many things should come or will come in divine timing. So yes, I appreciate you for sitting with me and receiving this message. And I am just sending so much blessing and love to anybody that is out there who is struggling with this, and to know that you are not alone, that everything will truly be okay in dear time. And I'm just sending love and blessings, protection, and giving you energy to not exactly go out there and work, but to create balance, to create harmony within yourself, and to do what it is that you owe to yourself. So I appreciate you for staying if you are here at the end of this message, and that I'm sending so much love. And I know that God and the universe is protecting you and covering you at this time. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.